Hi, and welcome back for another thrilling adventure in Mike's Laboratory. Hey, as promised in the last video about fixing the drag-by candle, we're going to make an oar for the rescue raft. Basically duplicate what Hasbro did with one little improvement. When I was a kid, I had the set, and that darned oar, every time I put it together, had a little peg coming out of the top half that fit into a little hole in the bottom half. Every time I put it together, it would come apart. Put it in the guy's hands, it would come apart. I asked my father, I said, "Dad, this sucks. Can you do something to fix this?" And my father was a pretty good, smart guy with this kind of thing, too. Well, what he did was he took a piece of plastic tubing like this, and he slid it over one end of the oar, and there was just enough protruding that the top half slid into the tubing, and the friction of the tubing held it together real well while I was playing with the figure. So basically we're going to do that. I'm going to make a hole, cut it in half, make a hole for this little pin to guide it together, and then we'll slide this over it so that the thing slides together, and hopefully that will work just as well as it did 40 years ago. Hell, longer than that, 50 years, something like that, 45 years ago. Anyhow, without further ado, let's go for it. First of all, let's see how long this thing is. Looks to be about 8 inches, but let's see. And the oar is 7 3/4. So if I cut it off at about 3 7/8, that should be just about right. So let's mark it. Come on. Okay, maybe we need something different to mark it with. How about a magic marker? Also, if I happen to blow this and ruin the oar, it don't matter. I got several more and it's not a vintage piece. Okay. That. Okay, good to go. All right, now how do we cut the oar without making too rough an edge? I know. How about a hacksaw blade? Let's go over to the vise. Oh, look, there it is. Okay, well, you'll be able to see me doing some cutting here, but excuse me while I'm not directly in the camera view. Take a piece of shop towel, wrap it up so that the vise don't scratch the hell out of it. Get the drag bike out of the way. Matter of fact, betcha. Hey, there we go. I bet you I can do it with one hand while I'm holding the camera. What do you think? Let's give it a shot. Well, maybe not. Let's do it this way then. This oar is made out of a bit softer plastic than a vintage one, I think. It's quite a bit more wobbly. I'm not afraid to be breaking it while yanking on it like this. Well, let's hope they had enough sense to use some plastic that wouldn't make melt marks this time around. Almost there. we go. I hope that portion wasn't too boring for you. Okay. Alright, here we go. 2 pieces of Dior. No going back now, guys. Okay, I'm going to use a file here and I'm going to clean these ends up just a little bit. Actually, maybe a razor blade would work better. Maybe that's what I should have cut it with in the first place. Let's see here. Obviously, if you're going to do this with a razor blade, be careful. Watch your thumbs. Well, we get that in the middle of the screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. And again, on the other hand, it should be fairly obvious. Okay, it should be good enough for our purposes here. Let's get the other side. Let's see here. There we go. Definitely made out of a softer plastic than a vintage ore. Feels like the same stuff that a lot of those knockoff rifles are made out of. Soft flexi plastic. Okay. Okay, good enough for that, I think. Let's see how well this tubing fits on there. There we go. That ought to do the trick, I would think. All right. Same old trick with the pin vise. No, whoops. Okay. Now with this softer plastic, it's probably going to drill pretty easily. And we're going to go for about the same. Just need enough to hold that, you know, to guide the ore together so it's straight. And of course, after I get done doing this, I'll be looking on eBay and I'll stumble across a vintage ore in decent shape at a price I'm willing to pay. Doesn't that always work out that way? But again, I got the rescue raft without the ore, but with everything else in good shape, plus the original instructions, for only 10 bucks. So, like I said, I'm not afraid to buy stuff that's missing a piece or two or something broken that I know I can fix or make a replacement. It's part of the fun of the hobby. Talking to you, Billy Reynolds. That's right. A little more, I think. A little bit more. All right, side B. Sorry, cheated a little bit. Had to make sure I had the hole straight. At the angle I'm sitting, I can't see it anymore. Eyes ain't as good as they used to be. Let's see here. Almost got a bit of plastic in the hole there slowing us down. Oh, that's kind of strange. With this soft plastic, even that little pin drill was enough to create some heat. Okay, stick the wire in there. Let's plug it together from the other end. See how it's going to work. All right, we'll have to cut off some of that wire. First, we'll glue it into the hole on this side of the oar. Again, with the handy dandy glue. Okay, give that a few minutes to sit. I'm going to hit the pause button for a minute. I got to go to the little boy's room. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Let's see how much we need to cut off. Okay, about that much. Tester again. Yeah, that should work. There we go. Take just a little bit more off that piece of wire. Okay. Okay. Not perfect, for good enough for the purpose I was going for. Alrighty. Take the plastic tubing. get on there. Okay. We'll cut that off right about here, I think. Okay, maybe a little shorter. Don't want to have to push it all the way through that length of plastic. Oops. Don't tell me I gotta cut it shorter than that. Let's see here. I might have to. All right. There we go. Huh. Not perfect, but definitely serviceable. Okay. I'm going to give that one an 85% out of 100. Okay. Guess the only thing I also should do here is clean up the edges here a little bit so it slides in there a little easier. We'll do that. I want to do that up here so I can see better. I got to have my face close up to things for close-in work nowadays. Ah, yes, the benefits of age. Senior discounts. Then again, if you don't admit you're getting old, then you probably get away with it. I could probably take a piece of sandpaper to it as well. Might work even better. Just going to try to put a little bevel on that edge there so it slides in there a little better. Yeah, okay. That's good enough for display, and good enough for... Hell, it was good enough for me when I was 10. Anyway, that's the basic idea. The execution didn't come off quite as I had planned, but again, all in all, it'll work. I'm pleased. Okay. There's some pin vise tricks for you. Oh, excuse me. Some pin vise tricks for you. You can fix darn near anything with that. And I highly recommend going on and getting yourself one. $10. Okay. Next video will probably, in fact it will for sure be this one, where I fix the clip on the grease gun using a couple pieces of wood and some silver marker and some other little tricks. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I showed you something, how to fix something, or hope you learned something from it. You guys have a great night. Have a great 4th. And we'll see you next time. If y'all like it, subscribe. And if you like it, Bye.